Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus. You're very welcome to not an episode of The Focus, but a standalone episode of The Mandalorian. If you're anything like me, you were getting maybe a little bit worried after last week's episode and a few, let's be honest, lukewarm episodes of The Mandalorian. However, I think today they definitely brought it back to the standard, and I thought today's episode was particularly strong. I don't know how many people to expect in here. I'd say the numbers are going to be low because I'd imagine like people who are maybe on the west coast of America have had to go to work, maybe they haven't watched it, or even like if you're out on the east coast or basically in America because you're kind of behind, like, you know, because I'm where I'm in about an hour from Dublin, basically in Ireland. We're 5 hours ahead of New York and we're 8 hours ahead of west coast America. So if you're here, just need to give you a spoiler warning here. This episode is all about The Mandalorian, particularly Season 3, Episode 7, the one that dropped today. So this is a spoiler alert. We are talking Mando, Season 3, Episode 7 discussion. You have been warned. Now, I just want to see if I can get that banner. That banner is not doing what I wanted to do. So I want to see if I can just get that to stay across the bottom of the screen without... I think that's a bit better because I don't want someone coming in and then hearing something they didn't want to hear and robbing them of the experience. But I do want people who are kind of hyped to talk about it, and maybe collectors who want to speculate. That's all this, speculate on maybe the possible different figures that we're going to get from this episode. There's four straight off the top of my head. We will go into them anyway. So we're going to break down the episode a little bit. Going to throw up a few stills. I pulled out a few stills together and kind of put them in chronological order as best as I could, and we're going to use those as talking points to talk about different parts of what I regard a pretty strong episode. Maybe we can get to people's thoughts on, I suppose, their grades or, you know, their marks on the episode, maybe out of 5 stars or 10 or whatever like that. Let's address the chat. Okay, so we have got The Empire Strikes Again. Now, I'm wondering here now, The Empire Strikes Again is a channel member, because I'm going to speak about that before we get into things, just the fact that I launched channel memberships on the channel yesterday. And I'm just wondering here if I've got these custom emojis, and I'm just wondering, are they coming through? They're not coming through on my end, but I'd say on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, can you maybe see... someone should have typed in, it should be like Spider-Man, Terminator, Robocop, and Deadpool. It's just not coming through here, but it should be there. So we got Empire Strikes Again. Phil, man, I'm sick and I didn't get to meet you in Celebration, but I'm sure I've seen some of your photos, and I'm sure you had a great time. I know some of the other lads ran into you. Bob Fettuccini, another channel member, thank you very much for that. And what's up, everyone? What's up, you? Phil Strikes showing off. This is probably the t-shirt. Is that what you're talking about? I couldn't resist. I had no plans on going into the official store in Celebration. Obviously, you know, I'm back from Celebration, folks, in case you didn't notice. And I was with the two boys from OFAC, Ian and Pete, and their mate, and they wanted to queue up. And I said, all right, the queue actually looked like it was moving fast enough. And I got in, and... I was really impressed by the badges that you hang off the lanyards. I think the passes look beautiful, and sure enough, they had like a t-shirt for all the passes. So I had Friday, Saturday, which was Han and Leia. So I got the Han and Leia t-shirts. It just made sense. Okay, so we've got Boba Fettuccine. We got The Empire Strikes Back. I assumed everyone has actually. I assume everyone in the chat has watched the episode. You know what, I got to change the banner again because that's actually not going to work. If I pop up a comment, that banner moves, so I need to adjust this. Spoiler alert. Okay, sorry about this, folks. I don't want someone jumping in because they go, maybe they work from home, they see I'm live and they're like, okay, I'll hop in, and I don't want to spoil it in case they haven't seen it. So I'm going to have to go with the scrolly. Yeah. Okay, so the banner is there. Anyway, so I'll go back into the chat there. Apologize. So we have, we've got Empire Strikes Again. Phil, you got Boba Fettuccine. I tried to tag you on Instagram, Boba Fettuccine. I'm not sure if you're on Instagram. If you are, could you hit me up with a DM? Because I wanted to tag you in something. I've done kind of like a rough draft for just the Commander's outro, which I'll speak about later on. So you got Boba Fettuccine, who says he loved this episode so much. We have Mark Mitchell, how are you? William Owens, good to see you. Dan in Carbonite, a man who I really wanted to meet up with in Celebration. However, the signal was blocked when I went in, and so I couldn't use my own signal. And then when I tried to use Wi-Fi, like the Wi-Fi's just been drained. So a lot of people had the same problem. So eventually, like you had to have your backup, like meet you at this place at 1. But then people were in queues for something, and if they, let's say there was a massive TIE fighter, and that's where we kind of met up with people. So I was like, yeah, I'll meet you at the TIE fighter at 1. So that's how I typically ended up meeting people, because you couldn't communicate with your data, you couldn't communicate with the Wi-Fi, because the building seemed to block the data, and my roaming was working and everything, but it blocked the data, and then the Wi-Fi just was about as useful as a chocolate teapot, like, you know what I mean? It was so just it was about as useful as tits in a bowl, basically. So I think a lot of people then who were stuck in queues couldn't get to the place they were supposed to meet up because they were stuck in a queue for an autograph, or they were in a queue for a photo, or maybe they queued for 45 minutes and they were at the front of the line for the shop. So there was a lot of queuing. But so the creature thing seemed a bit random, but the rest was class. Yeah, I was seeing a bit like forced in. I don't think it needed to be there, to be honest. You're absolutely right, Phil. Absolutely right. X-Man Supreme. Just want to touch on this. Actually, we have 2 new channel members. Actually, we have X-Man Supreme has just become a channel member. I see this popping up here, and so has William Owens. Brilliant stuff. I wonder, why isn't that sharing for me? Maybe hopefully it's just popping up. Yeah, maybe it's different on StreamYard, but thanks very much. We've got William Owens, brand new member, and we've got X-Man Supreme as well. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Talia Meyer said, great episode today. Absolutely. Bo was given heavy mommy vibes. I'm all here for it. Yeah. Ryan Smith is here. Here now. I see where I went wrong. Okay, I see where I went wrong. I'll get to this now. So Boba Fettuccine, a few small pieces here and there, and still the OG ones available, unless something happened in last episode and she gets new stuff. Just a few small pieces, and there are still the OG ones available unless something happened in the last episode and she gets new stuff. I presume you're talking about Bo-Katan? So X-Man Supreme has just become a YouTube member. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Focus Empire. Andre saying it's a beautiful t-shirt. In fairness, they are really, really nice. That's what the passes look like. And if there was a pass, there was a t-shirt. So I went Friday, Saturday. So my passes were Han and Leia. So when I was in the shop, I was like, right, these t-shirts stood out to me anyway. But I was like, yeah, I'm getting the Han and Leia. It just makes perfect sense. See, it's there the 2 days I was there. They're nice fits too. Who else do we have? Picked up the Return of the Jedi. I love the Return of the Jedi 40th logo. I picked up the patch. It cost me £10. But yeah. So you picked up the 40th, and I know the ones you're talking about. Brilliant stuff. Olaf from Los Angeles. How are you? Danny Boy. William Owens, channel member. Keith, yeah, man. Haven't spoke to you in ages. You're here to waste some of your life some of your time in your life that you're never going to get back. I'm joking. Thanks very much, Keith. I appreciate you. Okay, I'll DM you now. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Boba Fettuccine. Ryan Smith had to pre-order that 3PO Invader. Yeah, haven't got onto the Lion Rock yet, but yeah, both happening. X-Man Supreme, can you let me know, like, when you type in Wade on your device, does it come up as Deadpool? Because it's not following through on StreamYard here, but it should be popping up on YouTube, and I appreciate that if you let me know, and appreciate you being a channel member as well. William Owens, happy to support the channel, man. Really appreciated that. And there are, I'm going to go through the tiers and stuff like that, because I think it's very important. You know what? I'm going to get through this chat. And then I'm going to, it's a pit stop along the stream, put it that way, and I'll explain this. But thank you very much. Pablo is here. hoping that Hot Toys announce to get a new Praetorian Guard. I guarantee that's probably going to happen. The draft is... the draft is... What am I missing here? The draft. That's gone way over my head. I probably should know which one. I must have missed something. I want to see Hasbro throw a whole butt ton of new Mando helmets into Black Series. I want them all. Yeah, good stuff. We've got Empire Strikes Again Phil talking to Keith. We got Payden23 talking about Bo-Katan. That makes sense. Boba, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks very much, Boba, for the DM, because it makes it easier. I want to make sure I can tag you and stuff like that, if that's all right. Ryan Smith, the man from the UK, a man after my own heart, a diehard Batman and Dark Knight fan. I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. People, memberships, you do not have to do that, but I really do appreciate it there. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep up my end. No, there is no try. I'm going to keep up my end of the bargain, and we'll get to what I'm talking about that. Blitz saying hello, but leaving soon. I'm 2 episodes behind. Man, no problem. I don't want to spoil anything. I might actually go and watch it again, to be honest. You know what I've done? I've started rewatching Mandalorian with my phone in the other room. That's how I know I really like something. Like I spoke to before, at least once a year I'll sit down, I'll rewatch the Dark Knight trilogy, and my phone will not be with me because I want to watch it, I want to enjoy it. So yeah, I think that's a sign of good content. You can not only rewatch it, but you don't need to be clicking on your phone, because I find if I'm on my phone, I'm not watching something. Is there a link for membership, Shane? No option here. Any Apple users have an issue? The link, could I pop it in the chat? Give me 1 second and I'll try to do this and pop it in the chat. That is a good point, Keith. Maybe which in 1 second now. Remember my own password and hope I'm not sharing it. Okay. Is there a link? There should be a link. Alright, I know what I'm going to do is I got an easy way of doing this. Come on. Now you're going to hear me talk now, I presume. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay, it's all worked out. So videos, I have it here. This shouldn't be this difficult. Bear with me. I definitely had it earlier on. I know where it is. Here, sorry. It's probably a million places, but you know, because I'm new to it, I just want to go to the last place I saw it. Where is it? Invite viewers to join your channel. There we go. Okay, I've copied it. I'm going to carry the 2 here. There we go. Okay, it's like watching my dad use a phone. Right, so I don't know. Hopefully that link will work there if anyone's interested. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Keith. So that's in the chat now. It's also on the homepage. Typically on the homepage, I find it hard. I don't know if you can find it on the phone, but it's laptop anyway. But it's in the chat anyway. I appreciate that. So X-Man Supreme, we have X-Man Supreme. Oh yeah, I just click on the icon and see them from everyone in the chat. Oh, good stuff. Excellent, brilliant. New Moff Gideon, we're going to talk about that. We are definitely going to talk about that. Oh my god, I have to tell you guys, I just ordered my Magic Aces. Man, that is a big day. Congratulations, X-Man Supreme. That is a big day. What an episode it was by Oddball69. And yeah, I think that brings us up to date. So now I can start the show. So that's the link is in the chat if you wanted to join, become a channel member. All right, where do we got this? Right. So what's the plan? I'm gonna have to move one of these. So I do not need the top one. Spoiler alert. Okay, edit. Scroll across the banner. Yes, scroll across. All right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Right. We're getting there. So we're going to talk about new video. Let me know if the audio is okay or if the music in the background is too loud. So we're going to outline the new videos in the channel. I'm going to outline the new streams in the channel and upcoming streams. New members. That's new because they only just started. Right, so shout out. We've already shouted out the ones who just joined on the stream. So William Owens joined, X-Man Supreme joined, and Ryan Smith, I believe, joined. So massive thank you to you. You're going to be added to what I'm going to show you. So New channel member, we got named T-Ria. T-Ria was actually at London in Excel in Celebration, and I know Austin ran into him, and so did I think Lael and Calvin. So I didn't unfortunately get to meet him. So new channel member is T-Ria, rank Trooper. They also have new channel member Brandon Salad, rank Commander. The Empire Strikes Again Phil, who's in the chat, rank Commander. Collecting Weekly, you know them, they're kind of a big deal. And if you haven't subscribed to them already, you're doing the whole 1/6 collecting thing a little wrong. Collecting Weekly, Commander, and we have Boba Fettuccini, who is also in the chat and also ranked Commander. Good stuff. So there's 2 tiers, or 2 levels. There's the Troopers, where you get loyalty badges. These loyalty badges I made myself. Basically, I took kind of close-up head and shoulder shots of my troopers, and then just kind of like convert them to PNGs. So it's very small there, but basically the first trooper is your standard trooper. If you are new, when you join, everyone starts off with their icon when they make a comment, should be like a tiny little trooper, right? And then after 1 month, the next one is a remnant trooper, because you've been in a few battles, you're a bit damaged, so you're kind of, you're no longer a shiny. Like you gotta be, you've earned your stripes, And then you get so good at being a trooper that they stick you on a speeder bike, right? So that would be like, I think the speeder bike takes about 2-3 months. Shore trooper, then I think the shore trooper is 6 months. I think the commander then is after a year, and I think 18 months is the death trooper, and finally. There's Commander Cody after 2 years. If people stay longer than 2 years, I'm going to come up with a better icon, but we'll start with that anyway. And then the emojis, then that's when people are using them now. I can actually unlock 2 more now, because YouTube only allowed me, when I had no members, they allowed me use emojis. Like I could put in my custom emojis number 4. I could only put 4 there. But now, because I've got another few channel members, I'm going to be able to add in more emojis. So I've got like, basically if you're talking in the chat and you want to put something in, you can type in like Peter and Spider-Man pops up, T800 and Arnold Schwarzenegger turns up, the T800 from Terminator 1, or Robo for Robocop, whatever, if you're a channel member. So that's why you see people typing that stuff. Should be popping up if you're watching on YouTube, whatever. Members only posts. So basically, sometimes on the community tab on the YouTube channel, I will put up polls, and I will put up, links and stuff like that. And I do that anyway. But now there'll be like ones that are specific for members as well. That reminds me, nothing in this screen here is not the channel isn't going to change. It's really, really, really important that I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers now, and it's really, really important to me that all the people who have subscribed and supported the channel for the last year, nothing is going to change. All the same content, the shorts, the pre-order previews, the release reactions, the display tips, the unboxing, the reviews, the focus live streams, the collection directions, the visions episode, all that stuff remains the same. The stuff now for the memberships are additional perks. Okay, so there's basically it's additional perks. Nothing on the channel is going to be, no existing content that I've done to this point is going to be charged in the channel. That's what I'm saying. So this is additional stuff. So member only posts, member only shoutouts, obviously like I'm doing at the start. Priority reply to comments, priority reply to live stream comments. So I will be dragging them comments up. I do my best to read and reply to every single comment. With the channel growing, that is becoming harder and harder. But like if you're a channel member, obviously it increases the chances that you get like reply to in the comments or live stream, whatever. Then Commanders then has all the perks that I've just listed, but you get member YouTube handle displayed in the content. So I've made a brand new outro, which I'll be using at the end of this stream and for every single other video going forward. So whatever video it is, maybe it's a pre-order preview, release reaction, it's maybe a display tip, a collection tour, everything bar shorts really, because you can't really do outros for shorts. There will be a special video played. I'm actually going to show you an example of that video, which I already have to adjust now, but I'll show you it right now. So if you just bear with me here, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. So if you watch this, this is what I'm talking about at the end of every video. If you're a commander, you're going to see your handle. But have a take a look at this now. Okay, so basically you'll see there that the commanders level, basically they're kind of like producers on the channel in a way, and they'll support on the channel. The names, and that's going to get longer and longer. I might have to make that a bit longer as more people join, because I have to add another 3 now. What else would be great? Member YouTube, yeah. Member collection showcases, yeah. What that actually is, that's like if on a live stream, if you are a commander, if you are part of that particular tier membership, if you just hit me up on Instagram and go, here, look, here's a few photos of my collection, and I can just do a little like hotspot, like spotlight on your collection for like, you know, a few minutes, just basically on some live stream, whatever like that. You don't have to do it, but it's an option available to the commanders. They can just go, like, say Boba Fettuccine, maybe he's taking a few photos of his collection and really likes it, send them on and I'll highlight them there. Exclusive member only videos, this is something I haven't done before. So what I'm going to do is, for that one, that will be like, for example, that Vader. What I'll do is I'll take that Vader and I will basically I'll take maybe like 5 different resellers or retailers, and I'll do a cross comparison of the price for that particular figure, bearing in mind shipping and customs to Ireland and stuff like that, whatever, or maybe even just shipping. So just to give an idea of like different retailers that have it, reputable retailers, and the different price and the shipping as well, just to give people an idea of their options. So that they will be collection only, they will be member only, commander only tier membership videos, exclusive members only videos. Yeah, I've done that. And member only polls, because I put one up today. If you're a commander, I put one up in the community tab. But basically, like, which video do you want to see, C3PO or Vader? So it'll be specific about Vader, and I'll outline different places you can get it and cross compare their prices. Right, sorry about that, I'm going off on a tangent, but okay. This video is now live on my channel. This video is now live on my channel. This video is my recap from Star Wars Celebration. There's footage of Star Wars Celebration 2023 from the Excel in London, and this is just explains what I just outlined. This was an old live stream just the day that Vader and C3PO were announced, and likewise so was this. Okay. This is what we're watching now, and this tomorrow I'm going live again with Ian and Pete from OFAC. That's Only Fools and Collection. They have a show every second Thursday. They're part of the Collecting Weekly network. They're absolute legends, absolute gentlemen, and they swear like it's an art form, and that's why we love them. So they'll be joining me on a Friday night. That is actually Friday Greenwich Mean Time, 8:30, which should be like 3:30 New York, and I think it's 12:30 West Coast. Okay, I think that kind of brings us up. Right, so what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about The Mandalorian, Season 3, Episode 7, that should say. Shane, come on, get your shit together. Episode 7, today's episode, right? We're going to be talking spoilers talk, hot toys, speculation, in no particular order. But yeah, quick check in the chat, and then we're going to get stuck into this. I've done a series of, I try to get high quality images and just put them chronologically about kind of key moments from this particular episode. And as we go along, I'll pop up a little hot toy symbol if I think there's a high chance of us getting that figure. Right, so what are the chats saying? They're missing out on a load of things here. So we've got Danny Boy. Sounds Irish. It's 2 years from now, but yes. Great question. Great question. Oh, yeah. All right, that's a fantastic question. Yes. One of the things that I regret about this year is not going for all 4 days. Second thing, not bringing more money. Third thing, overpaying for a hotel room that I really didn't spend that much time in. Fourth thing, not getting a hotel room closer to the venue, but then again, they were sold out and that might have increased the price. And the final thing, which probably should have been the first or second thing, I have an armor. I have a New Hope Stormtrooper original trilogy armor, and I should have cosplayed, but when you're there for two days, like when you're cosplaying, you know, you're not shopping, it's awkward, you got to worry about how you get there, it's difficult to walk around, it's extremely hot, yada yada yada. So that's why I have so much respect for these amazing cosplayers that basically they increase your experience. I saw a fantastic Cody, I saw some phenomenal Ahsokas, Plo Koon, Cad Bane, an infinite amount of Jedis. there were some amazing. The pink pants, pink shorts, topless boom arm guy was there. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Surely, come on, these are Star Wars fans. You should know what you're talking about. So basically, there was some really convincing Bo-Katans as well. There was a Fennec Shand, as in these are like the Princess Amidala. You name it, it was there. So impressive. So I should have gone for 4 days and armored up for one of the days. For Japan, it's 3 days. I'm armoring up for one. I think I'm gonna find my feet the first day, the second day armor up, and then the third day enjoy the last day, or depending on what autographs I may or may not get. Anyway, so yes, Danny boy, yeah, girlfriend's on board. I'm there. And I've always wanted to go to Japan, so I'm killing two birds with one stone. In fairness, any excuse to go to Japan, a place I've heard is amazing. We have a new channel member. Thank you very much, Keith. Keith is from Ireland, good friend of Keith. I've never met him in person, but like, yeah, we chat most days either on Instagram or voice notes or whatever. Like, but absolute legend. A bit of an enabler as well himself. Between himself and Lael, they've definitely got me into the fig pins. I bought two now, and I can feel the slippery slope under the soles of my feet. But yeah, they're pretty cool. So we got Mark Mitchell. Another new channel member. This is really, really appreciated. You do not have to do that. I do appreciate it, and I hope that I make the extra. I hope that the perks are worth it, and I'll do my best. Again, there is no try. I will make sure it's good. Oh my God, you're blocked. Does membership get you speedy customer service at Toys One and An? No, they don't even give that to me. You need to. Didn't you get the memo, Keith? No, definitely not. But there is something I'm working on. I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but there is something I'm working on which hopefully will benefit the members, and I might actually consider adding an extra tier, but I'll see how it goes. I'm going to just put a pin in that. There's something I'm working on. I really want to make the memberships worth it. So T-Ria, those waffle things that you gave to Austin, they were pretty damn good. It's a shame I didn't get to meet. And we have T-Ria is also a trooper, is a channel member, and greatly appreciated. Okay, so we've got, who else? I think here we go. Mario. Yeah, Mario. It's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. Come on. I think Japan just has a certain like je ne sais quoi about it. I think it's all in Japan. If we all cosplayed as well one day, that would be pretty damn epic. Danny boy, Payton's 9 out of 10 today, in my opinion. 20 people in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the new members. Greatly appreciated. The cosplay was incredible. The Wookiees. Shane's retiring after this stream. Yeah. Probably pays more than teaching though. Only joking. All right, thank you very much. Right, so I'm gonna hold off on my score until the end of the stream, and I'm gonna go through. I only watched this episode 1, right? So if you just joined us, we are talking The Mandalorian. We are talking. It is spoilers. Riley, just a heads up. Riley, how are you? Just a heads up. We are talking The Mandalorian. We are talking spoilers. Let us know in the chat if you've watched it or not. I don't want to ruin anyone's experience. I've only watched this one, so I'm going to try and I piece together these photos. I kind of remember key moments and kind of put together these key moments based on what stood out to me. So I'm probably going to forget some stuff. But the start of the episode, you basically have there's the starships. You have I think it starts. I can't actually remember how it starts off, but you had all the Mandalorians. Now these are Bo's Mandalorians. These are kind of the night owl style Mandalorians that do actually remove their helmet. Okay, so Bo-Katan, you have Axe Woves, you've Cosca Reeves, and all those people that were on that strange Lizzo jackpack. Sorry, that episode was poor. On that planet, and they have a big fleet. Some of the visuals in this particular episode were stunning. They were really, really good. You had that huge. It wasn't like it was kind of the Moff Gideon ship. Really, it was kind of like some sort of a hybrid of a Star Destroyer, right? And you have all the Mandalorians. They basically robbed this fleet from from, their ex-empire, so they've robbed them from like Moff Gideon or whoever they had them, right? So they've got this pretty cool fleet and a bunch of different smaller ships as well. And you have Bo with, I thought it was quite cute, you have Grogu on her lap, and you have Din as well, and they're going to Navarro, right? So they're going to Navarro because obviously Navarro has been ravaged by pirates, and they're going over to protect Navarro, but also Grief Karga has basically said, look, there's a plot of land there for you. They've basically given them a bit of Yellowstone in space, right? And they're going to set up their camp there, and they'll have a place to call their own. So that's pretty much where we're at the start. Okay, so the this kind of C-3PO style droid, like this is an easy print from them now. This is very C-3PO with a different face, like, it's a bit shiny or whatever. But so you have Grief Karga, and you have this this protocol droid, and they look up, and the protocol droid and a few of the people in Navarro like are basically having a shit fit because they're gonna go, right, there's a problem here, like the Empire are back and they're gonna kill us all. But there's a really cool shot. There was a marking. It was like was it a Mudhorn, or was it a Mythosaur? I think it was a Mythosaur in red on the belly on the bottom of one of these ships, right? Pretty stunning looking. I couldn't actually find any of the photos of the ships. I really wanted to show some of them, but there's some in the background later on, but they weren't as cool as the vast visuals that I saw. So it's Protocol droid is looking up, having a meltdown because Protocol droids at the best of times are kind of nervous. Grief Karga says, chill out. They might be Imperial style ships, but they're obviously been robbed by Mandalorians. They're coming here to help us. And then it was proper. It was a fleet, so there's a huge Star Destroyer type thing, and then you had a bunch of smaller ones. It looked like a formidable fleet, put it that way. Like they're well armored up. So they land down, and then obviously you're kind of thinking there's going to be a bit of friction because you've got these kind of blue Mandalorian, these kind of night owl style, led by Bo-Katan, and obviously that includes Cosca Reeves and Axe Woves, but they take their helmets off, and of course the heavy Mandalorian, he'd fight with his fingernails. So he's not going to like this because now it's not just Bo-Katan taking off her helmet, it's everyone taking off their helmet. Alright, so I'm just going to address some of these chats here again. So T-Ria says, such a cool episode. Phil saying, 6-scale Padawan, he's giving away a seat in the plane. Team Bo, Boba Fettuccine is basically Team Bo, fair enough. And yes, the visuals were outstanding. As soon as the stream is over, I'm watching it again. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll be doing the same. I'm actually, I rewatched all of season 1 in the last week or two. So I'm going to actually, I think a few minutes left in the last episode, the season finale of episode 1. And then I'm going to go on to season 2. I'm actually going to watch season 2.5 as well. Episodes 5 and 6 of Book of Boba Fett. And episode 7, reluctantly, but 5 and 6 of Boba Fett were just fantastic. Alright, so then you got, right, so basically, now this is a stunning shot. Now, this is a stunning shot, but compared to the other really vast space shots we got, this isn't as, it's not the most stunning shot in the episode. So you got they've just landed. This is the fleet. So this is the background here. You can see this huge thing that looks like reminiscent of a Star Destroyer. It's not obviously a Star Destroyer or a Super Star Destroyer. I think it's pretty much Moff Gideon's ship that he had in season 2. And then you've got a few different smaller spaceships in the front. It's pretty cool. So they are coming out. And then the Mandalorians who are on Navarro. This is basically Team Armor or Team Heavy Mando or Team Paz Vizsla, whatever you want to say. These are on Navarro, so they're kind of a bit of a standoff. You think there's going to be friction or whatever, but it seems alright. It seems alright. Pretty stunning image here. I gotta hold this here, and as you see, this is the first photo. I just want to go back to something, right? There is a chance that we could get this protocol droid. I wouldn't be surprised now, because now they've got the kind of molds for 3PO done. It's not too similar. They're going to give us every version of 3PO, I'd imagine. The floodgates are open. I'm getting that Return to Jedi 40th Anniversary 3PO. That's the one I was waiting for. That's the one I want. I don't need the super high gloss one from the end of New Hope. I'm happy enough. I'm very, very happy. More than happy with that 40th Anniversary, because I'm not going to get the Attack of the Clones one because I don't collect the prequels. And I heard a lot of people saying, when there's YouTubers that kind of go, well, I'm not getting that one because I'm going to wait for the real one. We've all People out there do that. People out there do that. But it made perfect sense. With the Return of the Jedi 40th, it made perfect sense. I was saying it for months. Other YouTubers were saying it for months. Plus, I was very, very comfortable with the fact that I don't collect prequels. So it's not my 3PO. And I was comfortable with the fact that they never did a 3PO that I wanted. That I'll just have to do it out. And that's just life. But back to this one. They might just open the protocol droid floodgates. So this protocol droid, I don't think they're going to give it to us. I also wouldn't be surprised. Grief Karga? Probably shouldn't have given it. They probably should have given us a Grief Karga since day one. Is it a character that I get? No, I wouldn't get him. Because I don't need every single character from Mandalorian. So I wouldn't be surprised if either of these were released. However, there's no Hot Toys symbol there. That's basically me saying I don't think they're not a cert. This guy's a cert. This is happening. There's no way they don't do this. It's IG-11. They're going to cut a hole in it. They're going to stick a Grogu in there. You might even get a Boba Frick. That is, I know it's not Boba Frick. It's the same species though. That fella. So you actually know someone who speaks really like him. But this is going to happen. There's no way this doesn't happen. And like, I gotta say, I actually loved this. Because I hope Grogu, like, yeah, Grogu's really recruit. A lot of people say like they're sick of Grogu. I think it's only a fashionable thing to say. I personally really like the relationship between Din and Grogu, because if it wasn't for Grogu, it'd just be Din going around killing people all the time. But Din kind of like, his relationship with Grogu kind of, it added another dimension to the character. He's not just this cool, mysterious, highly skilled, lethal bounty hunter. He, now he's got this kind of empathy side I didn't see coming, from the first episode anyway. So I really like Baby Grogu. I really like, whatever. I know I said baby, I mean, mixed between Baby Yoda and Baby Grogu. I like Grogu. I think he's very, very cute. Right? I know he comes with everything. I get it. But I liked this. I don't want him to talk. I hope they go Maggie Simpson on him and he gargles and stuff like that and he doesn't talk. Because I think it was Qui-Gon said, the ability to speak doesn't make one intelligent. I think that was from episode 1. I think Grogu can show his intelligence and grow and develop in other ways. He's already grown because he's using the Force. He can hop. He's getting more powerful. Although we haven't seen it. I really wanted. I thought he was going to do some mad stuff today, but I didn't see it. But he's definitely developing and growing without just speaking. So I hope they don't actually make him speak. But I like the way this gave him the yes and no. I thought that was quite cool. And he was moving the thing around. It added another dimension to him. I thought that was quite actually cool. This probably won't be for everyone. This is definitely happening. It's happening. That's why that Hot Toy symbol is there. I want to see if people in the chat agree or disagree with me, because I think this is 100% coming. Who do we have? Boba Fettuccine. I want IG-12 with the inner Grogu. We have one. Yes. Acting like a typical toddler. Yeah, it's either yes or no, 2 modes. But that mark my words, that yoke is definitely coming. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Got their money's worth out of that new mold. Yeah. I'd still probably prefer IG-11, to be fair, because I got the Durasteel Mando, but he's not actually on the shelf behind me. See, my vision for my Mando shelf with the 5 details, I want like 5 really, really strong figures from really strong key episodes of The Mandalorian. Right? What I'm thinking is the middle one, it's actually 6, because in the middle I'm going to put the Boba Roba 2-pack. Because that was just a phenomenal episode. To the right of that, maybe, let's just say for argument's sake, you have Ahsoka, right? And maybe to the left of the middle shelf, you have Mando. And I've got the light up CCVL saber for, sorry, not Mando, Mando Luke. Because I've got the green light up Return to Jedi style or Mando style saber from now. So you've got middle shelf, Boba Roba, Ahsoka, Mando, because they're like key episodes. The Boba Roba episode, phenomenal. The Mando episode, phenomenal. Use your words. The Mando Luke episode, phenomenal. And the Ahsoka, right? And then on either side, obviously you're going to have one version of the Mandalorian. So I'll probably go Beskar. And then, this is the thing. The other episode that stands out to me is not technically Mandalorian. It's Mandalorian 2.5. It's like episode, I think it's 6 of Book of Boba, that Cad Bane. Plus, it's a villain, which ties in with the Mandalorian as well. Because that Cad Bane is... That'd be a beautiful line, wouldn't it? Imagine it, you got your Cad Bane, Beskar Mando, Boba Roba 2-pack, Ahsoka, Mandalorian. They're all key episodes from what I regard the Mandalorian story. Now, there is another character, which we'll get to later on, because I really want the Moff Gideon. I really like Giancarlo. Ever since Gustavo Fring, or even going back as far as Do the Right Thing, or even that hip-hop show he was on Netflix. It was 2 seasons. He was really good in that as well. Anyway, I like what he did with Moff Gideon, but no disrespect to anyone who has the Moff Gideon figure, I don't think the head sculpt is as good as it could have been, to be quite honest with you. So if they give us a new Moff Gideon 2.0 with a better likeness to Giancarlo Esposito, rolling eyes function, and the bells and whistles that he had, I think that'll be better, because I need a villain. Cad Bane, fine. Technically, Cad Bane never faced off against Mandalorian. He faced off against Boba Fett, and I'm not getting anything. I'm not going to get a Boba Fett. I have the Boba Fett same one. But you see the thought process there. Key episodes. How did I get onto that? I'd rather the IG-11, because then I could put the Durasteel Mando, which I don't have displaying here with IG-11 from the first episode or something, but I'm not actively searching for an IG-11. That was a bit of a tangent. Okay, Talia Meyer. I can see 1.6 IG-12, 100%. IG, Payton agrees again, IG-11 2.0 is coming, I agree. Yep, IG-12 with a little gap. It'd be cool if they give us not only the Grogu, but the little Babu Frick fella as well. Just got my actually, Babu Frick, imagine if they give us a 1-to-1. Stranger things have happened. Just got my Moff Gideon now, and yeah, there you go. And the thing is, your Moff Gideon, I really like the simplicity of that suit, and I like the way it comes with the Darksaber. It's just the head sculpt I thought could have been better. Whereas this Moff Gideon, if they give us a 2.0, you'd imagine they put rolling eyes in it, because they put rolling eyes in everything. But I'm not sure how similar. I think they're similar suits. I don't think they're exact same. So yeah. So Tyria agrees on the Moff head sculpt. Yeah, because I really like that Moff Gideon figure. It's just I don't think the head sculpt is. I don't think it's like a terrible head sculpt. I just don't think it's as Giancarlo Esposito as I'd like. Put it that way. But he's going cheap now. I think Lion Rocker's selling for $1.99 free worldwide shipping, which is tempting. Okay, who do we got? We're going to move on. So, they're all in Navarro. They have nice ships now. And there's a bit of tension between the blue Mandalorians and the not blue Mandalorians. And now IG-11 comes in. He's powered by... He's basically now a vehicle, and there's a little Babu Frick guy in, and he swaps him out and gives him to Grogu. Fine. Okay. That's where we're at. Meanwhile, Moff Gideon is... Actually, this was pretty stunning. We see him walking. Now, I don't want to... You've all seen this episode. When he was walking through these gates, which... They're kind of laser gates. They opened as he walked through. What did that remind you of? Okay, I'm just going to sit back a bit. I'm going to allow you just to answer that. So, when Moff Gideon was walking through these red laser gates, I'm going to call them that, energy gates, whatever, what did it remind you of? I'm surprised no one has typed it in yet. Okay, so Boba Fettuccine is saying, I think Hot Toys is going to have some serious announcements May 4th. I just hope that the Mandalorian announcements don't overshadow the 40th anniversary. Because they did the Empire Strikes Back dirty. We only got 4 40th anniversary from the Empire Strikes Back. We got a Dart, we got a Boba. Okay, Snowspeeder Luke is fantastic. And a Lando. Whereas in the meantime, you've got 9 announcements so far for the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. You've got R2, C3PO, Geonosis Battle Droid. You've got the shiny clone trooper, the clone pilot. You've got the battle droid. You've got Mace. You've got Anakin, Padme. That's 9. What's a better film? Empire Strikes Back or Attack of the Clones? Come on, it's Empire Strikes Back. What's a better film? Return of the Jedi, or more, or at least an older film, or more. I do think it's a better film, but my point is a bigger fan base, a bigger legacy, more cultural impact that could go on and go on and go on and go on and go on. So, like, logic would say you're expecting more than 9. But I was talking to Keith, the 6-scale Padawan earlier on, and it probably doesn't work like that. I'd say we're going to get more than The Empire Strikes Back, so somewhere more than 4, but probably less than 9. I hope I'm wrong. Logically, it should be more than 9 because it's a better, more famous film. It's been out longer. It's legacy, yada yada. We might end up in somewhere like the 6 to 7, which wouldn't be the end of the world. But yeah, they do strange things. You might only get like another Boba and I don't know, a Bausch Leia, which would be a bit disappointing considering. Well, look, I'd say we're going to get an R2 anyway, because the R2 was in the picture. They're probably going to get a Boba 3.0 or 4.0 at this stage. I'm getting off topic anyway. So it's a nod back to the Phantom Menace. Definitely, that's what they remind me of. When you had the Duel of Fates, you've got Darth Vader, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they're in this hallway. Obviously, he's done this to separate them. And at one point, it closes. You have Obi-Wan Kenobi in one section, you've got Qui-Gon in another, and then immediately after that you've got a very angry, snarling Darth Maul. So this does actually, it definitely reminds me of that. Now these troopers here, I'm a trooper collector, but I have no interest in these troopers. I purely, an aesthetic, subjective point of view, I don't like the design of them. I thought they were badass in the actual episode. I thought they did a great job of what they had to do, but it's not something that I'd be like, I need one of those, because I gravitate towards the short troopers, the kind of more, I prefer the less robotic look and the more nod to the original trilogy look. I like the regular straight up and down stormtroopers, still my favorite. I like the remnant troopers, I like the scout troopers, I like the shore troopers, the depth troopers, But yeah, so Phantom Menace says Phil, Duel of Fate says Phil. Yeah. Did you notice those tanks with something inside? Yeah, I did. I think maybe they're trying to stitch everything together. This is set obviously after Return of the Jedi. Somehow Palpatine returned. I think we're going to get... I think they're trying to bridge the somehow. They still said it though. It was such a throwaway. Somehow he returned. I think they're trying to retrofit everything. I think they're trying to bridge the gap here. That they were cloning maybe Palpatine, or maybe they were something like that, The clone molds can be used over and over again. Beskar stormtroopers, I think they are. Yeah, he did mention that they actually they have Beskar armor, because at one point Moff Gideon said he wants to put all the strengths of the clones, I think it was, the Mandalorian and the Jedi together. So obviously now he has Beskar armor himself, and he's going to have a clone, probably some sort of a clone army or something like that, and he's going to have he wants the Darksaber. So he's trying to piece together the strengths of all these different key groups in Star Wars lore. I open a new savings account in my bank for the sole purpose of saving for the Hot Toys 50th anniversary of A New Hope. That is hardcore. Yeah, I think people are going to do the same thing for Japan. Alright, so what else? So basically we see this guy, he walks through these, as he walks through this hallway, you've got like all the laser gates opening and closing behind him, opening in front of him, closing behind him. You see these, what we eventually figure out, kind of like Beskar clones or something like that. Beskar troopers, not even clones at this stage really. And he gets into a room and he has a conversation. I think there's about 8 holograms there. All these, they're imps. They're all imps. They're all like Imperial officers. So he's the only actual human in the room. Well, he's the only real life person in the room. The rest of them, they're beaming in basically these holograms he's communicating with. I think it's approximately 8, if my memory serves me correct. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. And they talk about Thrawn, and they talk about what he needs. He specifically says he wants 3 Praetorian guards. Foreshadowing. He wants TIE interceptors. He wants bombers. And is there anything else he wanted? No, they were the 3 that stood out. 3 Praetorian guards, TIE interceptors, TIE bombers. I can't remember if there's anything else. So the troopers look like the Imperial Super Commandos shown in Rebels. And then in the OG trilogy, every single trooper was different to match the surroundings, whereas the clones pretty much changed their helmets and paint jobs. Hence why Hot Toys are churning them out. That's true. That's true. Brendan Gleeson's other son. I can't tell if you're joking or not. Or is this guy actually Brendan Gleeson's son? I know one of his sons, he was in Star Wars already, wasn't he? What else we got? I admire your discipline. I get everything Mandalorian. That's my main collection, but had to cut back on Clone Wars. The Praetorian Guards, though. Yeah. Copper just finished the episode, and we are talking about it now, so no need to worry about the spoiler warning. Okay, so they're talking about Thrawn, and they're talking the key things. They talk about Thrawn. He's kind of saying, like, it's kind of, is he coming or not? He requests 3 Praetorian Guards, TIE interceptors, TIE bombers, and they speak about experiments, and they reference the Doctor and the cloning and stuff like that. So I think all roads lead to this being retrofit to kind of explain how Palpatine eventually came back. I think they're doing something similar in the Bad Batch. I haven't watched the Bad Batch, but let me know. Sorry, what did I have for dinner? Strange, I had chicken korma or something like that. That's what it is. Sorry, is it all? I'm getting confused now. Is it all still over my face? This is General Huck's dad, played by the other Gleason brother. Good stuff. I didn't understand. Gideon talked about the new Beskar Dark Troopers. He did mention Beskar Dark Troopers, which is strange because they're actually white. So I was like, why would they call them Dark Troopers? And that the best thing about it, or is that he's in it, or something like that? What does that mean? Not sure. So he's the brother of Hux. Okay, right. So then they have the conversation, and like for the whole rest of the episodes, I was like, right, they're going to bomb something, they're going to blow something up. I thought the fleet was in trouble. The fleet that eventually went to this next place. So the blue Mandalorians and the not blue Mandalorians are now besties, and they get in this fleet and they go to Mandalore, because Mandalore, they're trying to take it back. From who? I'm not sure, because I thought everything was dead. She did mention, though, Bo did mention when she was rallying the troops, that although, most were destroyed, it's not safe. There's still creatures and stuff there, so I presume they're going there. The idea is to go to the forge, get the forge going again, and then rebuild. Okay. This was pretty cool because this reminds me of Aliens. I have a die-cast dropship from a Japanese company called Oshima, and it is beautiful. And it's just it's not 1/6, but it's a unique, beautiful piece. And I just love the ships in Aliens. I love the Nostromo, the Sulaco, the dropships. This reminded me of the kind of dropship. I know these guys they actually dropped out of this ship, but it just kind of reminded me they're all sitting in a dropship ready to go to war. But this one obviously is different because the ground opens up and they just shoots them down and they go down. Now when they're down, they need photos of the people they encounter down there. So they get down, and in the horizon they see this thing which kind of looks like a space pirate ship. That comes over, and it's like, these people, turns out they're a Mandalorian that never left Mandalore. Okay? And then they have Bo-Katan's, who basically fled after surrendering because Moff Gideon, there was a deal they made that he didn't hold up, and that's how he got the lightsaber, or not, sorry, dark saber. And then the other faction then were on a moon. So this is pretty cool, but these pirates, then they all get on this ship anyway, and they go to find the forge because they know where the forge is. Now that's where the action really gets hyped up. So Ryan Reiger had the yellow biscuits. The yellow biscuits from episode 4, I believe. I thought he was the father of Hux, being played by brother of actor who played Hux. Many hot toys out of this episode. Yeah, there's 4 I think we're guaranteed. We've only looked at 1 so far. Okay, so moving on. So they basically go into the forge and they get attacked, right, by these people who Gideon's leading, and he calls them, he did call them like Beskar Dark Troopers. That's my memory. Maybe my misremembering, but that's what he called the next generation of Beskar Dark Troopers. I think that's what he said. So they're troopers. I don't like the design of these, but they did, you know, they kind of, how do I put it? The action scenes were good. They did their job in the sense that they managed to capture Din Djarin and separate him from Grogu. And obviously, you know, they killed Paz Vizsla, or the Heavy Mandalorian. But the Heavy Mandalorian took out some amount of them with that blaster before he actually got taken out. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is definitely happening. I'd imagine they're going to give us them. Would that be fair enough to say? Again, this is all speculation. I have no inside knowledge. It's fun to speculate. If I'm wrong, I don't care. But I think this is happening. I think they are going to... I think this is a trooper. They tend to like troopers. I think they're going to release this. They've done all the Bad Batch. I mean, come on. Right, so after that then, Din puts up a good fight, but he gets basically captured. They have their own version of those grappling hooks. A few of them, 2 or 3 of them at one stage, put the grappling hooks around them. He tries to fight them off. You know what I haven't been impressed with? And I don't know if this is... Am I the only one? When I think back to season 1, and the Mandalorian, you know, was told, you know, you're outnumbered 4-1 or whatever, and he goes, I like those odds, and he takes them out. Or even like the first episode of season 2, when he takes everyone in the kind of boxing ring type thing out. It really showcases his skills. Or even the Prisoner episode from season 1 with your man, the comedian Bill Burr. Like those troopers, he's a force to be reckoned with. But I haven't really seen him annihilate people in this season. I mean, isn't that part of the reason we watch it? Isn't that one of the main reasons we watch it? The show is called The Mandalorian, right? For the first 2 seasons, he was just like kick-ass bounty hunter. Yeah, there was side quests and whatever. But, like, we want to see, you know, the pew-pew. We want to see the hand-to-hand combat. We want to see him using the jetpack, the blaster, the vibro sword, hand-to-hand combat. His whistling birds, the grappling hook, the flamethrower. We want them headbutting people using the darksaber, whatever. But I don't think we've got that much of that in this season. He doesn't look like a formidable adversary. And he was saved multiple times already in this season. So it's a bit, that's something that would be a criticism, because as much as it's not all about action, I think when you get a good product, or a good when you get action, a good balance between storyline, character development, and action, special effects, you've got something special. And I think they did really well in the first 2 seasons. But I would have liked seeing a bit more okay, he's gonna get out of this. He's a badass. I give you an example. It's completely out of left field now, but I'm watching Yellowstone at the moment, and there's a cowboy in it called Rip. And he's basically, for want of a better phrase, he's a double hard bastard. And if he's in a fight, the fight's over, right? Mandalorian should be giving me that vibe for the most part, but he's kind of getting overpowered a lot. He doesn't... It's kind of a bit nerfed, maybe. Kind of maybe like Boba Fett, but... Maybe I'm being a bit harsh now. Maybe I'm a bit harsh, so I'm going to address the chat. Dark, the Beskar Trooper, is it BC Trooper? Yes. I'm not sure. If they are Beskar Troopers, who forged them? I thought only Mandalorians could forge Beskar. Some are saying armor is a spy for Gideon. I've heard that theory, and I like it. Also, weren't the TIE Interceptors and bombers at the forge. It's possible that the forge actually does work. It just wasn't working when they got there, maybe. Maybe they've been forging there the whole time. I'm definitely not enjoying watching Mando play second fiddle to Bo. Yeah, there's a bit of that, like. There's a bit of that. It would make sense for Axe Woves to be a spy. Seems like a villain. True. These new troopers will definitely be released by Hot Toys. True. Yeah, I agree with all of that. I agree with all that. Right. So he puts up, I wouldn't say a good fight. Struggles a bit. He gets taken. Blast door comes down. He's separated from Grogu or IG-12 and all the other Mandalorians. They take him away. Again, I've watched this once, but when I remember they take him away, as in they take Din away. And then some more of these troopers come down with Gideon. Gideon arrives. I think that's a good stage. Yeah. Now, Gideon seems to be wearing a Mandalorian helmet. So it looks like, I don't know if this is the same outfit. I think this is an upgraded outfit. It's similar, but it's upgraded. He also has a helmet that he never had before. And is there some sort of like spikes on the top of his head? I've nearly finished season 3 of Clone Wars. Keith, the 6th scale Padawan, was giving me an education that some Mandalorians who have spikes on their helmets are kind of loyal to when Darth Maul ruled Mandalore. So there's a theory that let me get this right, the armor has similar spikes on her helmet and maybe she is the spy. Also, this Gideon seems to have the spikes on his helmet, and his gear is black and red, so maybe that's to symbolize his loyalties to Maul, who I believe is dead at this stage. So, this here, I don't have a Gideon. I really like Giancarlo Esposito. I like Moff Gideon. I would have bought Moff Gideon if the head sculpt was better. But I think, as in the Hot Toys, a symbol I've put here because I do think you're going to see another Moff Gideon with the rolling eyeballs, hopefully with improved likeness to Giancarlo Esposito, and I'd imagine they'll give the helmet as well. You won't have the Darksaber though, so yeah, decisions to be made. If he's constantly winning, people will get all butthurt and start capping on him like they do Batman. True. But I think it's more like, I'd like to see him win more against tough opponents and really take him apart. And then when he comes up something that's really tough, to be challenged then. If that makes sense. Like, I don't need him to win all the time, but I do need him to kick ass more. You're going to see Mando Moff in Japan, definitely. It does look a bit arena fat. You're 100%. This outfit is sick. I want Hot Toys helmeted along with the unhelmeted new non-mustachioed heads. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before Hot Toys announce this one. Okay, so there we have. Yeah, Din is captured, and then behind these blast doors, behind these two troopers, I really do not like these troopers. As much as they were good in the episode, I just purely don't like the design. It's purely an aesthetic thing. I know that's subjective, each to their own. If you like them, yeah, cool. Personally, they're just not a very... They're like, I don't know, everyone loved the Purge Trooper, and I wasn't into the Purge Trooper. I like the back of Moff Gideon's outfit, though. It has this kind of harness-looking thing, this pack, almost like a backpack, and I like the way the cape drapes as well, so hopefully if Hot Toys do it, they nail that, but I really want them to nail that likeness. And then the blast door is open. I do believe they take away Din. Can you please someone confirm that in the chat there? Did they actually take away Din? In my head they did. Did they fly away with him? I can't remember. And then, Din, Bo-Katan, yeah, Gideon wants the Darksaber. Bo-Katan cuts open the door they're trapped in, the back door, and they all escape. And this guy comes out, locks the door behind them, and basically shoots everything. He takes out, he must have taken out about 30 of these things. Did a really good job, but eventually they sent in Praetorian guards and they finished the job. So he's dead. I actually sold this guy today, and I don't regret it. It's like going back to with my collection, I'm disciplined at the best of times. And I don't sell that much, but yes, I have sold some figures. I'm not like against it, but will I in 10 years time look back and go, Heavy Mandalorian, one of my favorite characters ever? I don't think I will. Cool character, like especially with this episode here and his death. Plus, if I change your mind, there's the 2.0, you know. So because he's a great figure. He's cool looking armor. Got the big gun, and I think this season was his like best action. He got the most screen time ever. A lot of people are going to be excited about these. I don't have any interest in them, but I do think that they're coming as well. I just want to go back and recap on the 4 figures that I saw. And there's probably other figures they're going to do, but I think realistically they're going to do this. Fire up the mold, cut out his belly, stick in Grogu, and if they're feeling a good mood, give us a little Boba Frick type guy. I think they're going to give us this trooper. They're going to give us Moff Gideon. I hope it's a 2.0 with a head sculpt, better likeness, rolling eyes function, and the Praetorian Guards. Yeah, I do think so. Armor said Death Watch is splintered. What if Gideon was previously a Death Watch? Ooh. Copper, you've got your thinking cap on. I like that. Gideon would never fanboy on anyone enough to make a helmet for him. I don't know. A lot of leaders look up to other leaders. Danny Boy says, yes, they took him. Thank you, appreciate that. Are they the trooper design just before the Force Awakens design? Possibly. I think you're right there, Phil. I think that's why it's a good thing, because I don't like the sequels. I don't collect the sequels. So this is, for me, it makes it easy to pass. I'm not tempted, because if you had a badass looking trooper, I'd be like, oh, I'm a trooper collector, I want to get that. But like the troopers I have, they do, even though they're not all original trilogy, I've got some original trilogy, Rogue One, Mandalorian, they still have that kind of guy in a suit armored look. So for example, I've got the original trilogy Stormtrooper, the original trilogy Scout Trooper, the Mandalorian Remnant Trooper, the Ketchup and Mustard, which are basically original troopers with just different designs, Death Trooper and a few Shore Troopers, you know. But Cody, just such a cool clone. But yeah, I think that's what it is. I think the more they start to look like them, the less interested I am. But I get what they're doing. They're bridging that gap. So it does make sense. Those Praetorian Guards look super cool. They do look very cool. You're right. Copper, IG-12, going to happen. Trooper, yes. Oh, I see what you're doing. You had the numbers. All right. That makes sense. Sorry, you were naming the... I want to go back. You had a number in there and I wasn't at the races at all. What did you say? I missed the chat from me there, but now I get what you're saying. You were listing them out. Yeah, Copper, IG-12, yes. Trooper, yes. The BK Troopers are a bad patrol trooper rip-off. Okay, right. Good stuff. So look, that's pretty much it. Like, I just wanted to kind of hop on and talk about it because I was getting worried. Because last week's episode was the only episode of Mandalorian I've ever watched going, that was bad. Even like people talk about the Ice Planet episode in season 2. I love that. Side quest. But X-Wings, you know, and also there was like a little like nod to Alien in there, and there was a lot of action in it, and that was a side quest. I really liked it, and I liked the interaction between him and the two X-Wing pilots. I just thought, I even like the chase scene at the start when he eventually crashes the Razor Crest down through the ice. I loved all that, but last week's episode was the first time I watched a Mandalorian episode going, no, didn't like that. Whereas there were some slow episodes in season 3 leading up to today, but yeah, look, really, really happy with today. Hopefully they end it on a really, really high note, because I think we need and deserve that. But yeah, we're done there. So thanks very much for joining in. Thanks very much for anyone who's taken the time to just tune in, watch this particular episode or live stream. Anyone who's kind of liking the content or like the videos, ask the question, the chat, all that kind of stuff. And massive thank you to anyone who has joined and become a channel member. I wasn't expecting that today. Now, greatly appreciated. So I'm gonna go and start working on the outro, because just like the outro, if you have joined the channel and you're a commander, your name is now, your YouTube handle is going to be displayed on the end of all the content, the videos. So if I do a pre-order preview or a release reaction or a unboxing review or live stream, so that's going to be there. So yeah, speaking of that outro, I'm just going to roll that outro and get out of here. So all right, folks, thank you very much. And where is it? Let me get this right. Okay, here we go. Right, so this is the first time using this new outro, which I have to go in update now because I've got more members. Thanks very much. See you in the next one. Good luck.